Shalom, family. It's good to see you all here. Hope you're doing well. It just seems like this is a case of buyer's remorse. They bought into the rapture, decided to give everything away, quit their jobs, give their money, their cars, their homes away. And all of a sudden, the rapture didn't happen. And now they want their jobs back. They want their homes back. They want their vehicles, their money, 401k, everything they gave away. They want it all back. Well, I got another live stream coming up at 5:45, y'all. You ain't going to believe this. They have rescheduled the rapture again. So we'll talk about that. And some of these people are just giddy and happy that this ain't the end. The rapture could still happen in October. I'm like, wow, these folks are really gullible. I even went back and looked at other times when they were calling for a rapture, saying it was going to happen. It actually occurred in 2023. If you go on TikTok, there's a bunch of videos back in 2023 where they were, chattering about the rapture was coming in 2023. And you would think people would learn by now, but they're not learning a thing. You hear me? They're not learning a thing. So I'm going to play a little music to get set up and then we will get started. Psalm 51.
Have mercy upon me, O God, according to your loving kindness. This one's for anybody who fell and got back up. It's for the dancers, the weepers, the worshipers, the warriors. Yeah, have mercy on me. I was lost in the night, couldn't find no peace, carrying guilt, trying to find release. But then I read Micah 7:19. You cast my sins into the sea unseen. Your grace don't change, you always forgive. Lamentations 3 says mercies daily live. I'm standing on your word, not my shame. It's your love that broke the chain. Oh, Isaiah 1:18 said I can be clean. Though my sins were scarlet, you wash me pristine. You don't condemn me, you renew me, you bless. Mercy falling on me like a Sunday dress. Yeah, have mercy on me. Turn my pain into praise, set this captive free. Every move I make, every breath I breathe, it's your mercy that covers me. Yeah, have mercy on me. Not by my works, but by your decree. I was blind, now I clearly see. Mercy rewrote my destiny.
I was that brother crying in Luke 18. Y'all be merciful to me, a sinner unclean. I didn't need no spotlight, I needed grace, so I bowed my head and sought your face. Now I dance in the light, no more chains. He erased my past, broke every stain. No karma, no luck, it's his love that saves. And it's written in the word like eternal waves.
Mercy in the morning, mercy every night. Mercy when I'm wrong, mercy when I'm right. You don't throw stones, you lift me high. You remember I'm dust and still you justify. So you don't treat me like I deserve. Hey, you cover me in love, that's the power of your word. Oh yeah, have mercy on me. When I fall, when I weep, when I bend my knee. Like David said, blot out my sin, and by your spirit I rise again. Oh yeah, have mercy on me. Let the beat of grace set this dancer free. I'll praise you forever faithfully, cause your mercy keeps sounding in me.
As far as the heaven is high above the earth, so great is his mercy toward them that fear him.
Have mercy on me. Oh yeah, have mercy on me. Have mercy on me. Yeah, have mercy on me. Yeah, have mercy on me.
All right, y'all. You gonna see people in this clip that are gonna look sad because they gave all their stuff away. You're gonna see there's one woman, she is really weeping. She is just she's just crashing out altogether. So just buckle up your seatbelt, go get your favorite juice and your big old bowl of popcorn because it's about to get bumpy up in here. Yeah, I hope you're ready for this. Let me go ahead and share my screen so that we can get started. And these people are not very wise. See, when you quit your job because you may get raptured, that job don't have to take your ass back. You quit. Mm. And I already seen some videos also of people, they say, my neighbor gave me their house and they weren't raptured. And one guy was like, I ain't giving it back. That house is mine now. And boy, you talk about these people boy, they have lost their minds. I just can't believe they continue to believe this. So this African is stringing them along. You know what he's telling them? Well, the rapture, you're looking at the wrong calendar. The rapture, you should be looking at the date on the Julian calendar, not the Gregorian. I was like, oh man, he is just stringing them along. I wonder if he's getting money, which I think he is. People are showering him with money and he's just trying to milk this cow dry as much as he can. For real. All right. Just a lot of gullible people in the world. Please give me a 1 if you can see my screen. Thank you.
They're not gonna believe this, but my mom's friend quit her job and sold her car because she thought that the rapture was actually coming. Like she just told me right now, we just found out she's actually trying to like find a job again. Like she went back to her boss, and her this is fucked up. Her boss is not giving her a job back because he thinks that she's mentally unstable to get her job back because she explained to her boss what she thought was going to happen, and he looked at her and he was like, what? Like obviously her boss had no idea like this whole rapture shit that was going on, and now he just refuses to give her job back, which of course like she quit. She didn't tell him why she quit, but and then she sells her fucking car. I mean, thank God that she didn't sell her fucking home, but what the hell? I'm telling you, when people talk about this whole like religious psychosis shit, it's not good, y'all. It's not good.
So, some of y'all might have seen my video yesterday where I was talking about how the rapture is upon us. And as we approach the end of the day, it's looking like it's not happening, y'all. I'm not gonna lie, I feel foolish. I feel dumb. I left my job. I gave away my things. I'm recording this off a friend's phone. I don't even have a phone anymore. And I can't lie, I'm feeling really lost. I'm feeling real lost. I'm feeling like everything I believed in has been a lie. I'm losing my faith, y'all. I was so ready to go home to Jesus. Why would he leave me here? Things are as bad as they've ever been. If the rapture's not now, it ain't never gonna happen. And I don't know where to go from here. I'm not gonna lie. I never thought I'd say this, but I might have to crack open what do they call it? A Quran? Whatever the Muslims are on about. I want to see what they're hooting and hollering about. I never thought I'd say that. But I don't know. I just don't think that I can really be Christian anymore. You know what? I can hold my hand up and say when I was wrong. And I was wrong. I thought today was going to be the day I meet my Savior, and it's looking like it ain't. So I don't know, y'all. I'm real lost. I'm just trying to figure it out. So thank y'all if you're listening. And yeah, I don't know.
Alrighty, folks. The rapture didn't happen like I said it would, and I promised that when it didn't happen, by the time that I said it would, that I would upload a video of me publicly apologizing and repenting my failed prediction. And I want to acknowledge that it wasn't me saying it might happen. No, I was like fully convinced and repeatedly said in all of my videos that a rapture would happen sometime on September 23rd or the 24th or across both dates because of time zones, and maybe even cross into the 25th. At time of recording this, it's 9:45 a.m., the 25th of September. The rapture hasn't happened. So I've been talking about the rapture happening in September, going all the way back to June. June 21st was my really first video where I started speculating about a potential rapture happening in September. And then, yeah, since then, I've kind of just gone with it. I was convinced. I was seeing many convincing signs in the form of license plates and truck signs and other signs, and just the testimonies of other people just sounding very convincing. I mean, you should hear some of these testimonies. They were like, even some of the signs that I was getting, very compelling and very convincing. The timing of it all, it was just all of it, all the evidence, everything, the maths, it looked like it was all pointing to the rapture happening finally. And it did not. September 23rd and 24th have come and gone. So I want to publicly, apologize to everyone that I convinced to get their hopes up high about the rapture happening September 23rd and 24th, and obviously it didn't happen. And there must be people out there very disappointed and very hurting to have had their hopes up so high and for it to come and go. Unfortunately, this is the nature of watching for the rapture. This does happen often. I'm not excusing myself from being wrong and, spreading information about something that didn't end up happening to be true. My heart was very sincere. There was no ill will toward anyone in doing what I
don't even know what to do at this point. I gave my house away. I gave away my savings. I gave away everything because the rapture was supposed to happen. All I have is literally this trash bag that is everything I own. Besides this car, I have nothing. I don't even have a job because I quit. What am I supposed to do now? Like, where am I going to sleep? I can't just sleep in my car forever. I'm never going to be able to buy a house. They won't give me my house back. They told me I could park my car in the driveway and sleep in the driveway. They literally have everything of mine. Everything. And they don't even want me to be there. It's my house. I know it's theirs. I gave it to them. I get it, okay? But the rapture didn't happen, so doesn't that make it all null and void? I don't know what I'm supposed to do.
Hey everybody, I just wanted to check in because the rapture is for sure coming tomorrow, and I know this for a fact because my wife just left me, and I also got fired from my job, and I'm about to be evicted from my house within the next few hours or so. And this all just means that, you know what, the rapture's coming, and I'm going to go up into heaven, and the Feast of the Trumpets will happen, and all the lost souls will be stuck here for 1,000 years. And obviously, if something bad happens to me, that just means the world is coming to an end, because why else would a bad thing happen to Why would a bad thing happen to me if the world was not ending tomorrow? Why would a bad thing happen to me if the world was... The world's coming to an end, okay?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on, but I need some reassurance because I just sold my house, my car, emptied out my 401k, my life savings, sold everything in the stock market. I quit my job that's making me over $250,000 a year in tech in a period of time when nobody's really hiring. And basically what I did is I took a vacation to do Bible studies, probably the whole vacation, and then I gave the rest of the money to people who need it right now because we're going to be leaving out of here in either September 23rd or 24th. Parable of the Fig Tree, the Feast of the Trumpets. Israel became reestablished as a nation in 1948. Add 77 years to that. That's 2025, Feast of the Trumpets. And the trumpet's going to blow in these couple weeks now. But I'm a bit concerned. I don't know if I made the right decision. Sold everything. And so if this doesn't come to pass, I don't know what I'm going to do, but it's too late now. I already done it. And just let me know what you guys think, because literally over hundreds of thousands of dollars in income and my savings and assets are now gone. The remainder, I'm just chilling in Hawaii until we get raptured up, reading my Bible and chilling in Hawaii. I feel so good though, because I gave hundreds of thousands of dollars in savings and assets to these people who really needed it. And why keep my job if we're going to be out of here? Why keep it? Be raptured up. We won't need money when we meet the Lord. So still have this gut feeling like I just need some reassurance, y'all. So let me know if I made the right decision. I mean, I believe I did. That's why I sold everything, quit my job. Yeah.
So this is going to be my last confirmation video that I make. If you go back in my channel, I have several others. I'm going to briefly recap some of the other ones. But I think the biggest one just happened to me Thursday. So November last year, God got my attention, changed my life. I left my dream job to come back home to Louisiana. I do not like Louisiana, but I knew that God wanted us to be back here. We've been talking to friends and family since we got back and telling them that the rapture is happening soon. I did not have a date at the time. All I knew was I felt this urgency I've never felt before in my life. I grew up in a Christian home. For over 30 years, I've heard that we are living in the end times and in the last days, and the rapture could happen at any moment. I have never felt urgency until November. Since around February, God was pointing out harvest time to me. I've been pretty much telling people I was expecting the rapture to happen by late summer or early fall. Again, still didn't have a specific date, but that's the time frame that I felt like God was pointing out. When I heard about Joshua's vision, I took it seriously because it was the time frame I was already looking at. I compared it to the Bible. I prayed about it. I prayed for confirmation, and he gave me 3 things immediately within 12 hours. I'm going to recap that in a minute, but there has been so much that I really, really do believe that this is happening next week. I'm not going to say 100% that it will, but the confirmations that God has given me seems to be pointing to next week. My husband wanted me to request off work for September 23rd. So I requested off and it was denied. And I wasn't stressing about it. But Thursday in the car, I prayed and I asked God, whenever the rapture happens, whether it is next week, next month, next year, can you please just arrange things where I can be home with my family when it happens? Not on the road, not at work. Just please let me be home with my family. I asked that he would let the car not start or send bad weather or something where work would be canceled. Just throwing out some options like he doesn't already know. But Those were the options I suggested. About 4 hours later, I was fired. A month ago, they gave me 2 extra PTO days because I had been doing such a good job. And I was fired for something that has been going on for over 6 months, but suddenly became a problem now. I wasn't mad about it. Instead of being upset about not having a job, all I felt was peace. It was just another confirmation. Instead of being at work next week, I'm going to be home with my family the entire week. If we're still here, by the end of next week, I'm going to start job hunting again. But for now, I am able to be home. I am able to focus on God. I am able to talk to people. I'm able to be with my family. I'm able to rest, and I'm thankful for that. The other confirmations that I got was August 20th was the original time that I prayed and asked. And I didn't ask him, if you're coming on September 23rd, can you send me confirmation and let me see these numbers? I prayed and said, I know that you're coming soon. I know that you have been showing me that. Everyone is talking about Feast of Trumpets. From what I've read, it seems to add up. It's okay if you don't want to tell me the exact date. I'm not asking for it. But if you're coming before October, can you please just send me something where I know for sure it is you talking? It's not something that I can be reaching or questioning. Is that my imagination or is that you? Can you please just confirm that it is you? And pretty much immediately, I saw the license plate in front of me and I read it as Exodus 22. I opened the Bible app in my phone, and I'm telling myself I'm crazy, but I read the entire chapter in the Bible app on my phone, looking to see if it said anything about Feast of Trumpets or the end times or anything that seemed to be prophetic. Didn't seem to be anything significant at all. So I wrote it off as me being crazy and didn't really think anything else of it. This was August 20th on Wednesday. That evening, a few hours later, we were at church and the pastor was reading and going back and forth for different verses. And I started thinking about Exodus 22 again. And I told myself, I'm getting distracted. I need to be focusing on what the pastor is saying. And I couldn't let it go. So I ended up flipping to it in my physical Bible. And The other confirmations that I got was August 20th was the original time that I prayed and asked. And I didn't ask him, if you're coming on September 23rd, can you send me confirmation and let me see these numbers? I prayed and said, I know that you're coming soon. I know that you have been showing me that. Everyone is talking about Feast of Trumpets. From what I've read, it seems to add up. It's okay if you don't want to tell me the exact date. I'm not asking for it. But if you're coming before October, can you please just send me something where I know for sure it is you talking? It's not something that I can be reaching or questioning. Is that my imagination or is that you? Can you please just confirm that it is you? And pretty much immediately, I saw the license plate in front of me and I read it as Exodus 22. I opened the Bible app in my phone and I'm telling myself I'm crazy, but I read the entire chapter in the Bible app on my phone, looking to see if it said anything about Feast of Trumpets or the end times or anything that seemed to be prophetic. Didn't seem to be anything significant at all. So I wrote it off as me being crazy and didn't really think anything else of it. This was August 20th on a Wednesday. That evening, a few hours later, we were at church and the pastor was reading and going back and forth for different verses. And I started thinking about Exodus 22 again. And I told myself, I'm getting distracted. I need to be focusing on what the pastor is saying. And I couldn't let it go. So I ended up flipping to it in my physical Bible. And in my Bible, it has a chart on the Feast of Israel. All 7 of the feasts are mentioned. And it specifically talks about the prophetic significance with the Feast of Trumpets and the Rapture. That was enough for me. I was good with it. Later that evening, we came back home. That night, I'm trying to sleep and I couldn't sleep. And so I just kept praying. And Daniel 9 popped into my head. So I went to the book of Daniel and I read the 9th chapter, the entire chapter, specifically focusing on the 70 weeks. And nothing seemed to pop out. I've been reading that several times since November last year. And after a while, I was like, okay, well, it doesn't seem to be anything new. So I went to TikTok and started scrolling. And after just a few videos, I saw a comment on someone else's video about Bible stuff. And the top comment was talking about Daniel's 70 weeks, but they said something that I had never heard before. So Daniel 9:24 and 25 is talking about the 70 weeks for Jerusalem. And it talks about the, hold on, I actually have it written out. Give me just a second. All right, so it says 70 weeks are determined for your people and for your holy city. Know therefore and understand that from the going forth of the command to restore and rebuild Jerusalem until his Messiah the Prince, there shall be 7 weeks and 62 weeks. The streets shall be built again and the wall even in troublesome times. That was nothing new for me. Whenever Nehemiah rebuilt the wall, Jesus came into Jerusalem 483 years later. And he wept because the Pharisees, they didn't recognize him. They were literally given a countdown to the time that he was coming, and no one realized it. We have been in a prophetic pause waiting for the last 7 years, the last week, Jacob's trouble. That is going to start with the signing of the covenant with the many. But the walls have been destroyed and rebuilt again since then. There are prophecies in the Bible that have dual prophecies. They've been fulfilled once and they'll be fulfilled again. Some of those prophecies start off with in those days and at that time, kind of signifying it's going to have 2 fulfillments. Babylon, that's another one. But with this one, the walls were rebuilt in 1535. 70 weeks are 490 years. 490 years from 1535, when these walls were most recently rebuilt, brings you to 2025. That was something that was completely new for me. And I have been researching heavily into prophecy and stuff since November last year. This was within 12 hours of praying for confirmation. I get Exodus, a chart of all the feasts. I get Daniel taking me to something that points to 2025. And I went back, tried to go back to sleep. kept praying, couldn't sleep, and God gave me a word to Shuba. I didn't even know if it really was a word at first. It kept repeating in my head though, so I got up and I Googled it. It is a Hebrew word that I'd never heard before, and it means to repent or return to God. In modern Hebrew, it can also mean an answer to a question, which I found out later and thought was kind of funny. It specifically begins on the month of Elul. The month of Elul started on August 24th and 25th. That month, the entire month, is the month of the bride. It's focused on repenting, returning to God, making yourself ready like a bride preparing for her groom's return. This is leading up to the Jewish high holy days. Elul ends right at Feast of Trumpets. I don't think that is coincidence. He gave me this word on August 20th. It began 4 or 5 days later. None of that would have been significant to me if he hadn't given me the word first. For the first time in over 2,000 years, they blew the shofar on the Temple Mount for the month of Elul this year. There is so much pointing to possibly next week. Please make sure that you are ready. Make sure that you know you are right with God. Talk to your loved ones. No one is promised tomorrow, regardless of whether it happens tomorrow, next week, next month. It's coming soon. Please make sure that you are ready.
Day 2 of being homeless after I sold my house because I thought the rapture was going to happen. So yeah, being homeless is not great. All right. You can't see it from here, but the billboard that I thought it was like a final joke. Fuck. $7,500 does not go very far, especially when you're going to spend $5,000 on a billboard to essentially troll all the atheists that are left behind. Yeah, so anyway, I'm on one of the back roads here in the Appalachian Mountains. There is nothing here. I kind of had some luck because I found this old barn back here, but it's pretty sketchy back here. If I'm not careful, somebody's going to see me, but I was able to sleep down in that. So a lot of rain last night, but at least I was mostly dry. I'm going to see if I can go back to the restaurant and negotiate like a partial refund because that steak was not worth $1,500.
So as you all may have noticed, the rapture didn't happen yesterday. So I gave all my stuff away and now I'm gonna need it back. So if you could return anything that I may have gave you, I'd really appreciate it. Things didn't go as I had planned. I was supposed to get raptured, but it didn't happen. So yeah, if you could return my stuff, that'd be great. Also to my boss, I apologize for everything I said yesterday. Again, I thought it was my last day. My bad. And also about your nose. I hope that it does eventually turn back to normal form and normal size. Again, I'm real sorry. See you at 9.
Yeah, these people are for real. He punched his boss in the nose because he thought he was going to get raptured. And some dude went to a restaurant and gave them $1,500 for a steak dinner. Boy, I thought y'all said you had high IQs and knew everything. Oh boy, the ones that's supposed to have all the brains have no brain whatsoever. Well, if you think this one is funny, wait until you see the one that, on that I got next on them rescheduling the rapture and how gleeful some of them are that the rapture has been rescheduled and it's still on. And that South African pastor, he really wasn't wrong. We were just looking at the wrong calendar, but he was still correct. Man, ooh, you can fool these people like all the time. Wow. I mean, I cannot believe this many gullible people exist in this world, but they actually do. Very gullible and will believe anything. They will believe anything. Oh, y'all, I will see you all at 5:45. Y'all gonna be in for a good laugh listening to these people. You should hear some of the crazy mess that comes out of their mouth. I'm dead serious. You if you were entertained by this, you gonna really be entertained by the one that's coming up at 5:45. So I hope to see you all there. Listen, get your favorite drink, your favorite blanket, and your bowl of popcorn because you're going to be in for a ride, y'all. And that one is actually going to be longer than this live stream. So get real comfortable, everybody. Real comfortable. Mm-hmm. All right. Yeah. I guess the next time they look at the calendar, they I guess they're gonna try to go to some old Chinese calendar next. No, it's that calendar we should have been going by. We should have been going by that calendar. Yeah, these folks are really out of it, y'all. They're not pretending. They are really this clueless. For real. So I will see you all then. Shalom, family. Before we go, the butter, this is the last day you can get the butter for 30% off. So if you want to get it, make sure you get your orders in before midnight. That way they can all go out tomorrow. So this is the final day of the sale. So just an FYI. Shalom, family.